morning and welcome to HMCK News. I'm Clayton Hubb.
And I'm Maya Bell, and we're here to talk about the latest scoops.
Morning.
Today, I want to talk about the future of our economy. Bitcoin. It's a seemingly mysterious digital currency, but it's no longer such a speculative asset. It's evolving into a standard form of transaction, with the crypto adaptation steadily rising and inflation challenging the stability of our traditional currencies. The question is if not cryptocurrency will integrate into our daily lives, but when. Let's begin with the regulatory landscape. Currently, the U.S. SEC is led by Jerry Gessner, and he has taken such a hard approach on this. He's not willing to adapt and let it be integrated, and so he's cracking down on it really, really hard with a whole bunch of unnecessary regulations. According to White and Bayun, the former Goldman Sachs banker has the strongest regulatory crackdown on the digital asset industry. This restrictive environment has kept many, many potential users at bay. So cryptocurrencies are almost like a stock. So if more people are using them, the value of it goes up. That's one of the reasons why it makes it really hard to inflate. And so if more people aren't using it, then the value of it is going down. So he is single-handedly holding our entire economy back. Whenever Donald Trump is put into office, he has vowed to fire Gessner on his first day back, stating in his intent at a Bitcoin conference in Nashville that he is super optimistic about a more crypto-friendly administration. His stance on cryptocurrency is clear. He plans to reshape the financial sector and embrace digital assets. One of Trump's key appointments is Howard Lutnick. He is the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. It's a company that famously lost 658 employees during the 9/11 attack. But he has successfully rebuilt the entire industry by himself. And so I think that we really need him to be in this industry. That way he can rebuild the whole thing. Because right now, Biden's SEC has really, really underperformed and has really held back the entire global economy. So I think that if Howard Lutnick can come in and rebuild the financial sector, that it's going to really help the entire economy. But why does Bitcoin even matter? Well, the value of Bitcoin operates similarly to stocks. This reflects on the public perception. When confidence is high, the demand surges and the price goes up. It's no different than a stock. There is a thing called the NPI, which is the Net Psychology Index, and that's pretty much like if somebody thinks that the value of something is going up and then they get a bunch of other people to believe that, then the intrinsic value of that also rises while the actual value doesn't. So like the price is going up, but the value is staying the same, but it's actually going up in reality. And right now, Bitcoin is kind of doing that now. So I think that Bitcoin's structure also offers a unique advantage to not only transactions in the United States, but also how easy it is to transfer it between wallets at a global perspective. So I think that this is going to really impact global trade as well as trade in the U.S.
We have a breaking report from Hayden Innings. Over to you, Hayden.
As the holiday season approaches, many Americans find themselves immersed in festive music, decorations, and the excitement of gift giving. However, beneath the cheer and joy, there's growing debate over the commercialization of Christmas. Over the years, the holiday has evolved into a major economic event, with companies profiting from almost anything, including toys and seasonal food products. But how did Christmas become so centered around profit, and why do some feel it's less magical than before? The origins of Christmas commercialization can be traced back to the 17th and 18th centuries, when the holiday was outlawed in parts of New England by the Puritans. According to an article by Arthur Takahashi, Christmas was formerly a drinking holiday, but the introduction of Christmas traditions by German immigrants, such as centering the holiday around children and gift giving, laid the groundwork for the more modern, commercialized version of Christmas. The central role of children in these celebrations made the holiday an attractive opportunity for businesses to target, especially when it came to selling toys and gifts. Today, one of the most effective marketing strategies during the holiday season is capturing children's attention. Companies create advertisements using vibrant colors, catchy jingles, and humorous characters to entice kids to beg their parents for the latest products. This pressure on parents has become a significant driver in the commercialization of Christmas, with many feeling compelled to buy what their children desire to maintain the magic of the holiday. But perhaps the most influential factor in Christmas commercialization is the figure of Santa Claus. As reported by Marcia Lustig, Santa was originally introduced to the U.S. by Dutch and German settlers as St. Nicholas and became an iconic symbol of the holiday. Over time, Santa's image, particularly the one popularized by Coca-Cola, became one of the most important aspects of the holiday season. This marketing move was instrumental in shaping the way Christmas is celebrated today. Santa not only encourages children to dream big, but his myth also pressures parents to spend gifts to uphold the image of a magical holiday. Corporations have embraced this image, using Santa's popularity to sell everything from soft drinks to holiday-themed merchandise. For example, Coca-Cola's limited edition winter drink, Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry, capitalizes on the seasonal nature of the holiday to boost sales. Products like this, only available during the holiday season, encourage people to buy them while they can, further feeding into the commercial frenzy that surrounds Christmas. For many, the holiday once centered around excitement and receiving gifts, but as they age, they begin to focus more on the material aspects of Christmas, such as decorations appearing earlier each year or early sales and deals. This shift in focus often leads to nostalgia for the simpler, more magical Christmases of their youth. Classic holiday specials like A Charlie Brown Christmas and How the Grinch Stole Christmas make comments on the commercialization of the season, reflecting a sentiment that many share, that Christmas quite isn't what it used to be. The commercialization of Christmas is a multifaceted process, influenced by marketing strategies that target children, the rise of Santa Claus as a commercial figure, and the growing commercialization of Christmas music and merchandise. As people grow older, they become more aware of these changes, often feeling disillusioned by the materialistic aspects of the holiday. However, this shift is not necessarily a bad thing. It's simply a natural part of aging. For children, Christmas remains a magical time, but for adults, it's a reminder of the growing responsibilities and pressures that come with the season. In the end, the commercialization of Christmas is a complex phenomenon shaped by historical traditions and modern marketing techniques. While it may seem like Christmas has lost some of its magic over the years, the holiday remains a time for family, tradition, and of course, a little bit of cheer and joy. Thank you. Back to you.
Hello, I'm Maya Bell. Today I want to talk about a crucial health issue that affects millions of people worldwide. Human papillomavirus, or HPV, is the most common sexually transmitted infection, with nearly 79 million people living with it in the United States alone. Each year, 14 million more individuals become infected. There are certain strands of the virus that can lead to serious health problems, including various cancers. The good news is that we have a powerful tool in the fight against these cancers, the HPV vaccine. HPV is responsible for nearly all cases of cervical cancer, along with other cancers such as anal, throat, vulvar, and penile cancers. In fact, more than 11,000 women in the U.S. are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year due to HPV. However, what many people don't realize is that the HPV vaccine Gardasil 9 can prevent infections caused by the strands of the virus that lead to these cancers. The HPV vaccine has been proven to be highly efficient in preventing these infections. Clinical trials have shown that it provides 100% protection against several of the high-risk HPV strands. It is recommended for both boys and girls starting at ages 11 or 12 before they become sexually active to ensure maximum effectiveness. For those older than 15, a 3-dose series is recommended. The vaccine is safe and well tolerated, with the most common side effects being mild, such as soreness at the injection site or mild fever. Despite the clear benefits, vaccine uptake has been a challenge. Many people are unaware of the connection between HPV and cancer, and there are misconceptions about the vaccine's safety. Some people worry about the long-term effects of the vaccine, but extensive research, including over 12 years of monitoring, has been shown that the HPV vaccine is a safe, effective. It's important to recognize that while the vaccine doesn't protect against all sexually transmitted infections, it's a crucial concept in preventing cancers that take decades to develop. In addition to individual protection, widespread vaccinations has the potential to reduce the overall burden of HPV-related cancers, leading to a fewer cancer diagnosis and lower healthcare costs. As more people get vaccinated, we can achieve herd immunity, which will protect those who cannot get vaccinated due to health reasons. By vaccinating before sexual activity, we can dramatically reduce the incidence of these cancers in future generations. However, barriers remain. Despite the availability of vaccines, some individuals face changes in accessing it, especially in underserved communities. The vaccine have expensive, and not everyone has adequate healthcare coverage. Fortunately, many programs, including Medicaid and Merrimack Vaccine Patient Assistance Program, help make the vaccine more accessible to those in need. Still, we must continue to address these barriers to ensure everyone who needs the vaccine can receive it. This is essential that we educate the public about the proven benefits of the vaccine and dispel the myths surrounding it. In conclusion, the HPV vaccine is one of the most effective tools we have in preventing cancers caused by HPV. Its benefits outweigh the risks, and as the more people get vaccinated, we will see reduction in cancer rates and improvement in public health overall. By raising awareness, improving access, and education in the public, we ensure that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from this saving vaccine. Thank you.
Now I have an interesting story from Morgan Clark. Over to you, Morgan.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about a critical issue impacting millions of teenagers across the United States: school start times. It's a topic that's been widely debated, with strong opinions on all sides. Let's begin with science. In 2012, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended that middle and high schools start no earlier than 8:30 a.m. Yet, a decade later, only about 18% of schools have made this change. Why does this matter? Research shows that teenagers have a unique sleep pattern. According to Scott Carroll and colleagues, in their study published in the American Economic Journal, adolescents' bodies don't begin producing melatonin, the hormone that helps us sleep, until about 11 p.m., and then peaks around 7 a.m. In comparison, adults' melatonin peaks at 4 a.m. Therefore, waking a teenager at 7 a.m. is biologically equivalent to waking an adult at 4 a.m. So, what happens when teenagers don't get enough sleep? Studies have linked insufficient sleep to difficulty focusing and poor academic performance. The Science Teacher Journal notes adequate sleep supports memory and learning, essential for student success. Some schools that have implemented later start times report better student alertness and even reduced early morning car accidents, a crucial safety benefit. However, the issue isn't that simple. A shift to later start times presents challenges for many families. As Tim Walker explains in an article published by the National Education Association, families with working parents have no access to school-provided transportation might struggle to adjust. For these parents, dropping their kids off early to get to work on time might still be the only option. Unfortunately, this could mean some students miss out on the sleep benefits others might enjoy. This brings us to a critical question. How do we balance the science of adolescent health with the practical realities of family schedules? While research strongly supports the benefits of later start times for students, the ripple effects on families and communities cannot be ignored. Today, I'm in a local high school interviewing teachers about their opinion on this matter. Mr. Boyer, what do you have to say about the effects of later school start times on students?
I think it would be great if we did start with a later time. Currently, we're starting so early. Kids aren't getting enough sleep. And the first hour, it just seems like they're warming up, and it takes a couple hours. I don't know. If we started at 8 or even 9, I think students would have a better performance in the first couple hours today.
Thank you, Mr. Boyer. As this issue remains a hot topic, let's remember the stakes: student health, academic performance, and even safety on the road. As the debate continues, it's clear this isn't a matter to be, as they say, slept on. Back to you.
Thank you for that interesting report, Morgan.
We'll be back right after this commercial break.
Thank you for that interesting.
Drink water.
Welcome back.
Now over to Kaylee Mahalik for a fascinating report about Groundhog Day.
Welcome.
Thank you. Every year on February 2nd, millions across the U.S. gather to watch a small brown animal emerge from its burrow and predict the upcoming weather. According to tradition, if the groundhog sees its shadow, 6 more weeks of winter are in store. If not, an early spring awaits. But how did this practice become a staple of American culture, and what does it reveal about the intersection of folklore and science? The origins of Groundhog Day date back centuries to German immigrants who brought the custom to the U.S. from Europe. Originally, the weather prediction was made by a badger, a small hibernating mammal found in Europe. However, when the tradition crossed the Atlantic, the badger was substituted with the groundhog, or woodchuck, a species with similar hibernation patterns. As folklorist Stephen Winnick explains, the badger and groundhog both hibernate and live in burrows, making the substitution a natural fit. Though the holiday didn't become official until later, the belief that an animal could predict the weather gained traction during the early years of the 18th century. Winnick notes that the Pennsylvanian Dutch immigrants who arrived between 1727 and 1775 likely helped establish the tradition that continues today. Yet there is more than folklore behind the groundhog's weather predicting role. Recent studies into biology of groundhogs reveal that the real science behind their behavior. Groundhogs, also known as Marmota monax, enter hibernation with the help of metabolic changes. During the fall and winter, they consume a diet rich on polyunsaturated fatty acids, which they store as fat for survival during hibernation. By February, these fat reserves are nearly depleted, and as the temperature rises, the groundhog's body naturally wakes up from its deep sleep, emerging from the burrow to gauge the season. Biochemically, the process is fascinating. When the weather warms, a surge of linoleic acid triggers the groundhog to break its torpor, say researchers Mahoney and Rober. If the temperature isn't warm enough, the groundhog may return to hibernation, making it an instinctual process linked to the changing of seasons. However, the accuracy of these predictions isn't perfect. While Punxsutawney Phil, perhaps the most famous groundhog, has a successful rate hovering around 50%, the other groundhogs like Staten Island Chuck are reportedly more accurate up to 80% of the time. Experts believe that the differences may be due to slight variations in individual groundhogs, behaviors, and environmental factors affecting their hibernation cycles. Despite these inconsistencies, the tradition of Groundhog Day remains a beloved ritual, blending ancient cultural practices with modern scientific understandings. From folklore to biology, the groundhog's role in predicting the seasons is a captivating example of how traditions evolve and how nature influences our cultural beliefs. So, as you watch Phil or another groundhog make its prediction this year, remember, it's not just about superstition, it's a reflection of centuries of tradition and fascinating science of hibernation. Back to you, Maya.
Tune in next time to HMCK News. I'm Clayton Hug.
And I'm Maya Bell. Have a great day.